Hi, this is Richard C. I'm a math tutor at Wyzant, and I'm answering a question submitted by a student. This is something called a compound inequality. I just want to spend a minute on how to think about these problems. There's sort of two ways to approach them, and it's really up to you, unless you have a teacher that's very fussy about how you go about solving things. But basically, a compound inequality looks a bit like this. You might have some a less than x less than b. And you can leave it in this form, or you can just break it up into two inequalities. You can say that a is less than x, and the and here is very important, x less than b. So these are just two different ways. Sometimes it's more convenient to leave it as a single statement, and sometimes it's more convenient to break it up into two statements. This is one, I think it's easier to just leave it as a single statement, so that's what we're going to do here. But we could break it up into two statements. So let's go ahead and solve it. Okay, so first I'm just going to write it out here so we can see it a little better, because the way it's written is hard to see. And I'm just going to leave it as a single statement. So the first thing I want to do is, basically the whole idea here is to isolate the x. So the first thing I want to do to isolate that x is multiply by 7. So this is going to be, I want to get rid of that 7. So I'm going to take the 7 and multiply it all the way through. So 7 times 6 is 42 over 11. And now when I multiply this by 7, the 7 goes away. It's kind of like peeling an onion. And then 79 times 7, my calculator gives me 553. Okay, now I want to peel away that 2. So that means dividing everything by 2. Or you could think of it as multiplying everything by 1/2. Now notice when I multiply by 7, 7 is a positive value, and so it does not change the direction of the inequality. And also 1/2 or 2 are positive, and so that does not change the direction of the inequality. So I'm just going to multiply everything by 1/2 here. And I get negative 42 over 22 less than or equal to x minus 5 less than 553 over 2. And now I'm just going to add 5 to everything. So negative 42 over 22 plus 5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 553 over 2 plus 5, and we're done. I mean, you just finish this on the calculator. So there's a couple takeaways here. Try to remember that you have the choice of treating it as a single statement or as two statements with an and try to remember that the objective is to isolate the x in the middle. And then I think the last thing to remember would be just look out for dividing or multiplying by a negative value, because that would cause you to change the direction of the inequality, but we didn't have to do that here. So that's it for this one. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.